New York City, the city that never sleeps. A concrete jungle where dreams are made of and, let's be honest, sometimes brutally crushed by rent. But still, people flock here from all corners of the globe, drawn in by the promise of opportunity, excitement, and maybe a bagel that's actually worth $5. There's an undeniable energy in New York. It's in the pulse of the crowds, the symphony of sirens, the sheer audacity of a city that crammed this much humanity into such a small space. You can find anything here, be anything here, but that anything often comes with a hefty price tag. So, before you pack your bags and chase that Manhattan skyline dream, let's break down the real cost of living in New York City. Spoiler alert, it's not for the faint of wallet. But hey, at least you'll never be bored, right? Alright, let's talk about the elephant in the room, or rather, the tiny studio apartment in the room, housing. The rumors are true, folks. New York rent is astronomical. Think of the most outrageous price you've heard for a shoebox-sized apartment. Then add a couple of zeros. The median rent for a one-bedroom apartment in Manhattan? Hold on to your hats, over $4,000 a month, and that's just the median. Want a balcony? A dishwasher that actually works? Be prepared to fork over a small fortune. Buying isn't much better. The median sale price for an apartment in Manhattan is well over $1 million. So yeah, that friend's apartment? Monica and Rachel definitely weren't paying market rate. More like winning the lottery rate. Okay, so you've somehow managed to secure a roof over your head. Congratulations! Now, about feeding yourself and actually getting around this concrete jungle. Surprise? It's also expensive. Groceries in New York are like designer clothes for your fridge. A gallon of milk? That'll be $5, please. A loaf of bread? Better make it artisanal, because it's $8. And don't even get me started on the price of fresh produce. Suddenly, ramen noodles are looking pretty good, aren't they? Then there are utilities. Electricity, gas, internet, that little thing called heat that you desperately need in the winter. Let's just say Con Edison will become very familiar with your bank account. And transportation? The subway is your best bet, but even that's a cool $2.75 a ride. Taxis? Uber? Prepare to watch your hard-earned cash disappear faster than a slice of pizza at a Mets game. Now, for the fun part. Except not really, because even having fun in New York comes with a price tag. Want to see a Broadway show? Better be ready to shell out a couple $100 per ticket. A concert, a comedy show, a night at the museum? Get ready to open your wallet wide. And let's talk about food. Yes, New York has some of the best restaurants in the world, but that Michelin star meal is going to cost you. Even a casual dinner out can easily set you back $50 per person. And don't forget about those hidden costs. Tips, tax, the shame of ordering tap water when everyone else is on their third cocktail. Section 5. City Showdown. New York versus the world. So how does New York stack up against other major cities around the world? Let's compare, shall we? When it comes to rent, New York gives cities like London and Tokyo a run for their money. San Francisco might be in the same ballpark, but at least there you get the added bonus of potentially bumping into a tech billionaire on your morning commute. Groceries are generally more expensive in New York compared to most other major cities. And transportation? London's tube system might be ancient and confusing, but at least it's not constantly breaking down like the MTA. The one area where New York might have a slight edge is entertainment. Sure, it's expensive, but the sheer variety and quality of options are hard to beat. But hey, you could always just stay home and watch Netflix. It's free, assuming you haven't been mooching off your friend's roommate's ex's account. Section 6. Making it in the city that never sleeps. Tips and tricks. Don't despair. Living in New York is expensive, yes, but it's not impossible. Millions of people do it, and so can you. It just requires some creativity, resourcefulness, and a willingness to embrace the hustle. First things first, find roommates, like a lot of roommates. The more people you can cram into that tiny apartment, the lower your individual rent will be. Just make sure you like them, or at least tolerate them enough to share a bathroom. Next up, become a master of budgeting. Track your spending, Cut down on unnecessary expenses, goodbye, daily $12 salads, and embrace the art of the freebie. Free concerts in the park? Yes, please. Museum-free days? Sign me up. And remember, New York is a city of endless opportunities. Side hustles are practically a way of life here. Walk dogs, deliver food, become a human billboard, whatever it takes to make ends meet. Section 7. Beyond Manhattan. Exploring affordable alternatives. Here's a secret. You don't have to live in Manhattan to experience the magic of New York City. In fact, venturing beyond the island might just save your bank account. The outer boroughs, Brooklyn, Queens, the Bronx, Staten Island, offer a more affordable cost of living while still providing that quintessential New York experience. You might have to swap your view of the Empire State Building for a bodega and a fire escape. But hey, that's authentic New York, right? Each borough has its own unique character and charm. Brooklyn is hipster central. Queens is a melting pot of cultures. The Bronx is the birthplace of hip-hop. And Staten Island. Well, Staten Island has the free ferry. Living in the outer boroughs also means more space for your butt. Imagine that, an actual living room. A kitchen you can cook in without bumping into your roommates. The possibilities are endless, or at least slightly more spacious. Section 8. The value proposition. What you get for your buck. Okay, so New York is expensive. We've established that. But here's the thing. You're not just paying for rent and groceries. You're paying for an experience, a lifestyle, a front row seat to the greatest show on earth. In New York, you're never more than a few blocks away from world-class museums, Michelin star restaurants, and Broadway shows. You can stumble upon a street fair, a protest march, and a celebrity sighting all in the same afternoon. The city's energy is contagious, its pace exhilarating. You'll find yourself walking faster, talking faster, and living life at 1,000,000 miles an hour. And you know what? It's kind of addictive. So yeah, New York is expensive. But you're not just paying for a place to live, you're paying for a piece of the action. Section 9. The hustle is real. New York's competitive spirit. There's a certain hustle and grind that defines New York City. It's a city for dreamers, yes, but also for doers. People come here to make it, whatever it may be. And that competitive spirit is palpable. You see it in the crowded subway cars, the lines out the door of trendy restaurants, the sheer number of people chasing after the same yellow cabs. But this constant hustle also creates a sense of camaraderie. We're all in this together, right? We've all sacrificed something to be here, to chase our dreams in this concrete jungle. And there's a certain pride that comes with surviving and even thriving in a city as demanding as New York. It's a badge of honor, a testament to your resilience, your ambition, your ability to navigate the chaos and come out on top. Section 10. The final verdict. Is the city worth the cost? So, is it worth it? Is the high cost of living in New York City justified? The answer, my friends, is a resounding it depends. It depends on your priorities, your values, your tolerance for crowds and noise, and the constant smell of hot garbage in the summer. If you're looking for a quiet, affordable, and easygoing lifestyle, New York City is probably not for you. But if you crave excitement, opportunity, and a city that never sleeps, literally, then New York might just be the perfect place to call home. Just be prepared to pay for the privilege. And maybe invest in a good pair of walking shoes. You're gonna need them.